It's time for sports. Gary.
Hi.
Afishapa.
Afi combating.
Sorry?
Afi combating.
How do you say that in Ghana?
Afi ayani ebani nawo.
Afi ayani ebani nawo.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Now, you're a special guy.
Am I?
For good reason.
Am I?
Because you have your power in sports, but you also have your power with the 140 character tweets every day.
Yeah.
You seem to have gotten someone in trouble today, made him delete his tweet.
Well, it's not me.
Really? Who started it?
What, John Benjamin?
Yeah.
I didn't start it.
Okay.
I just want to make it clear. I saw it later, and I just took
but
it.
But your 140 character had him deleted.
Well, yeah, I think so.
Happy?
Can we do this?
Why does it make you uncomfortable?
No, it doesn't. It's just that, I mean, sometimes, you know, like the passion with which we do our work.
Yeah.
So, for example, anytime I travel outside the country to do even sport, I take exception to anybody trying to look down on Ghana in any way. I mean, this whole John Benjamin thing is split opinion. People think that it's just British humor, you know, and I felt that it was one joke too many. So there are people on different sides of the fence and so on and so forth. But I expressed my opinion. He expressed his opinion. He apologized. Yeah, we move on.
We move on. Okay. In the spirit of moving on, 2016, what will be your biggest memory in sports?
In sports, well, Muhammad Ali's death.
Okay.
Globally, Muhammad Ali's death, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my personal favorite in this year on the show is Bukum Banku.
Bukum Banku, yeah. Bukum Flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Baku Flesh.
That was very.
That was epic.
Yeah.
You know?
We are going to have a top 10 in the coming days. I'm not supposed to, but yeah, we are going to have a top 10 moment.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be one of the top 3. So look out for it.
Okay. Let me not borrow you too much. What's in sports today? Let them have it.
Right. So today we are counting down to the African Cup of Nations. 17 days to AFCON 2017, and that's how we begin the sport. I am Gary Al Smith. The Black Stars finally have begun their training sessions. Now, at the time when some of the countries involved in the AFCON have already named their squads, some of them have named their provisional team, some of them have named their final squads. In the case of Gabon, we are now going to begin even the first training session to be able to sift our 18 or 23 or 30-man squad or whatever it is. The man who has the information is live at the St. Thomas Aquinas School Park here in Accra. Benedict Owusu is my colleague, and he's there with Avram Grant and the Black Stars team. Benedict, if you can hear me, can you give us an update on what has been going on at the St. Thomas Aquinas Park?
We just arrived here some 30 minutes ago. We just arrived here some 30 minutes ago, and they just started training. As you can see behind me, the players and the technical team, Avram Grant, and also the other members of the Football Association, the Black Stars Management Committee are all here, and they are witnessing the Black Stars training. As you noted in your intro, this is the first training session they are holding ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations, which happens in Gabon next month. And today we've got 18 players here training. You know, Avram Grant has not named any team yet, but we've got 18 players here, 4 goalkeepers. That's Fatal Dauda. He has made a return to the team already. There is Razak Brahima, as well as Richard Ofori, who plays club football for Wild Stars. And there's an interesting chap in that's Ati Ziggy. You remember Ati Ziggy from the New Zealand team? That's the under-20 team that played in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup in New Zealand. He was a first-choice goalkeeper for the Black Stars team, which you know, Coach Lastete took to New Zealand. He has been invited to train with the team. He's here as well as players like Noor Sule has also been invited in the team. Noor Sule is a former Accra Hattifuk player. He now plays his club football in Turkey. He's also part of the team currently training here at St. Thomas Aquinas. So, we've got some fans here as well, witnessing the Black Stars training. You know, the Black Stars is big, and anytime they come, wherever they go, you get fans always following them. So today here at the St. Thomas Aquinas, it's just a very nice sight that we are all witnessing here, that the players have started preparations ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations. But it's very interesting that Coach Avram Grant is yet to name a squad, but we've got players here training. Well, that's the Football Association, and if you remember very well, in the course of the week, they outlined their program for the Black Stars going into the competition, and they noted clearly that today, as training begins, we'll go through to tomorrow, which is Thursday, and on Friday as well, they will train, and Coach Avram Grant will hold a press conference at the Football Association's office to announce his final 23-man squad. But one thing that we know is that some players could not join the team. The players that play their club football in England couldn't make the training session here in Ghana. So what it means is that the team will embark on a training tour in Dubai. So those players that couldn't join here will be in Dubai and join the rest of the team. And I understand as many as 8 players that were not able to join the team will join them in Dubai. So what it means is that if you take 8 out of 23, that means we're going to have 16. So 16 out of the 18 players training here must convince Avram Grant for a place in a team going into the Africa Cup of Nations. So we're not going to have any provisional squad going into the tournament. What's going to happen is that we'll have 23-man squad announced by Coach Avram Grant, and then they will embark on a training tour in Dubai, where they will prepare for the competition, which kicks off on January 14th. And the Black Stars, as we know, will play their first game against Uganda on 17th, which is so I will quickly get Coach Eben, who's been monitoring. So Coach Eben will join me. Coach Eben will join me, and he has been monitoring the Black Stars, also the local players as well. Coach Eben, thanks
can
so
you
much
hear me?
for joining me.
You're welcome.
I mean, today you've been. Yes, I can hear you, Gary.
Yes, I was going to ask you a couple of questions, but when you are done with Coach Eben, can you explain to us also why, what the Black Stars, or what the feedback you are getting in terms of why we have not named a squad as at today, getting to the end of the year? Gabon have named their final 23. Other countries have named their provisional squads at least. And also, the issue about Kevin Prince Boateng, there's been a lot of rumor. What can you tell us about the fact that it is because of him, that's why we have kept so long with the name of the squad? Take it away, Benedict.
Okay. Well, Gary, before I even bring Coach Eben in, let me try and answer some of the questions that you've asked. First, on the Prince Boateng issue, we understand that Avram Grant really wanted Prince Boateng to join this team, but the issues of Prince Boateng when he was suspended with his unruly behavior in Brazil is still yet to come out and apologize. Unlike Suleiman Tari, who has come out to apologize, Prince Boateng is yet to do that. So Avram Grant was told bluntly that he cannot invite Kevin Prince Boateng, although he wanted the player to come in. So that's I think we've cleared. And the reason why we've not named the provisional team or our team for the tournament so far is that, according to the Football Association, some issues had to be taken into consideration, especially the place of training tour. Initially, the Sports Ministry wanted them to go to Equatorial Guinea, but the FA are adamant that they hold the training tour in Dubai. So with all this, they had to factor in the number of contingent that are living here to Dubai for the training tour. So based on that, they'll have 23. So even Sani is here. So, well, Sani doesn't want to speak, but like Sani will tell us more about the issues that you are telling us. So, but Coach Eben at least will go on and will tell us more about the team. But with the questions that you asked, Gary, I hope I've been able to answer you with the Prince Boateng and also why I've not been able to name our provisional or 23-man squad. But one thing I can also say is that Avram Grant has noted clearly that he doesn't want to take the number of the 30-man team to a training tour. The training tour should be about the 23, where he's really going there 2 weeks to train with the players and have a fair idea of what exactly they are going to do in the tournament. It shouldn't be like he's going to go there with 30, where now it's going to be a justifier for him to drop 7 players. So whichever player that wants to catch his attention or want to be in a team must do that within these few days that they are going to train there. That's today, tomorrow, and Friday, and Saturday the squad will be named. So that's the little explanation that I got from the coach, that he wants to take the final 23-man squad to wherever they're going to camp, which we know now that they're going to be in Dubai for 2 weeks before they are playing to Gabon for the tournament. So that will be the 23 is going to have there. But let me bring in Coach Eben. Coach Eben, I mean, you are a scout and also you monitor the local scene in terms of players that we call into the national team. For Coach Avram Grant not to have named a squad, but now holding a training session, that's kind of I'm confused. But I don't know about you.
I'm also confused. I mean, it's just a shocking. To hear Avram saying that he's going to name his 23-man squad before taking the team to Dubai, and I'm surprised because I'm told 5 or more of the players will be meeting the team in Dubai. So if it is so,
I understand there are even 8.
Good. And if it is 8, then why tell Ghanaians you are going to name your 23-man squad? Meaning you already know your 23. So why don't you name them? So I believe that he's just playing in the minds of Ghanaians. And personally, I've said that, look, I don't trust Avram Grant. It's just a matter of time. And I think that because the FA has given him the mandate to go with the team to possibly win the cup, we have to support him. But for me, I'm not happy.
So Kusheven clearly is not happy with what Avram Grant has done, and we'll definitely get more reactions to this. You know, in the coming days before we go for the tournament, lots will come out of this. And Gary, if you can see, you know, behind me the players are training. And I try to go through some of the players that are here. We have the regulars, that's Mubarak Wakasu, Abdul Majid Waris, as well as Edwin Jima, who recently had a problem. You know, he had an accident in Obuasi. He has joined the team, as well as Latif Blessing, the top scorer of the Ghana Premier League, the guy who emerged as the best player at the recent organized Ghana Premier League Awards, is also here. He scored 17 goals for Liberty Professionals. Coach Ben, you must be thrilled that Latif Blessing is in the squad.
Oh, of course, I'm happy Latif is in. And I was expecting, 2 or 3. A player like Akwesi Donsu, I was expecting him to be in the squad. And then Abdul Bashir of Dreams FC, I also expected him to be in the squad. If Avram want to assess them. For me, it would have been good with the confidence of these players. And I believe that with time, Avram should have done better. I mean, Latif Blessing, yes, he won the Goal King, he won the best player of the league. We also saw Akwesi Donsu, who scored 10 free kicks and also scored 5 goals, meaning 15 goals. And we have Abdul Bashiru, who won as many as 8 MVPs in the league as a left wing back. We're talking about a replacement for Baba Rahman and possibly someone who will give them a lot of push. Talk of Baba Rahman, talk of Jeffrey Slop. And for me, I believe that because Avram doesn't stay here and doesn't watch our league, he doesn't know what he's doing. But as I said earlier on, we don't have any option. We have to just support the team and then make sure that we give him all the full support that we have, and then so that the team can go and do better and win the trophy, possibly for Ghanaians.
What do you also make of the inclusion of players like Rashid Smaila is in, as well as Nuri Sule? Nuri Sule now plays consistently for Alanyaspor in the Turkish league. He's in a top flight. Even your John Boy or our John Boy that normally comes in a team plays in a lower tier, but he always gets a call up.
You see, it's good. When did he leave our local league to play in Turkey? And today you see what he's doing. And I'm happy. Yes, those who spoke and those who made it clear to Avram that, look, there are guys who are doing very well in the European leagues. You talk of Joseph Atama. I was expecting Atama to be in the squad. As you said, John Boy is playing the lower division, whilst Nuru is doing very well. He qualified his team to play in the first division, and he's doing very well. I talk of Rashid Sumala. He was part of the team that went to the World Cup, Brazil 2014, and then he's now playing in Qatar. And look at what he's doing. Look at what Rashid Sumala is doing. Consistency has brought him back into the Blasters. And I think that we need competition. You know, players like Jonathan Mensah and the likes, they feel they are okay and there's no competition. With these guys around, that is where we are really going to see the kind of Blaster defense that we used to
Benedict,
see
if you can hear me, we have run out of time.
Okay,
we are
Coach,
going
thank
to
you so much.
continue
Gary, I can hear you. Okay.
Yes, we're going to continue this interview. Many thanks to Coach Ben Sefa as well. And I'm sure you're bringing us more interviews. So that was Benedict Osudanko of our Joy Sports team. Really, this is the beginning of the African Cup of Nations coverage with the Joy Sports team. Follow us on radio, on TV, and also online and on the ground. We will be in Gabon to be bringing you the AFCON diaries and so on and so forth. But it all begins here at St. Thomas Aquinas. There are players there. Avram Grant to be selecting a band of players to go to the United Arab Emirates to fine-tune, and then they go to Gabon, hopefully to win Ghana's 5th African Cup of Nations trophy when it all begins on January the 14th. I'm Gary L. Smith. We have more updates also on the sports page of myjoyonline.com.